afternoon, everyone. The topic of today's discussion is life lessons from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. What the students are going to gain from the lessons that are imparted from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. When we talk about Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we say that it is the divine song of God. On one side, it is a holy scripture. On the other side, it is a holy book, a reference material that acts as guide for practitioners, for managers, and for students as well. Oh, when I'm saying that for students as well, you might be thinking that what am I saying? A holy scripture that was written long back, how does it actually play any role in the lives of the students? Now, I am going to quote certain instances from the lives of the students and certain instances and certain cases from the battlefield of Kurukshetra that will actually help in establishing a linkage between these two. The first lesson that the Gita imparts is believe in karma. On the basis of this, I would first like to correlate with the lives of the students, because I know whenever I'm talking about the students, then you will be able to correlate with me. I would like to tell you the cases of one of my known students. His name is Aditya. He was a CA finalist. He was a CA finalist. We may say that he was a CA aspirant. He had qualified 2 stages of CA. He was able to qualify first stage of CA in first attempt. The second stage he qualified after 2 attempts. He qualified his articleship duration also. He was aspiring for his final examination now. At such a crucial stage, he was faced with 2 major issues. He sat down and he was thinking that when my teachers could not do anything, how can I do anything? He was in a state of dilemma. On the other dilemma was that when the very next day of the the very next day I have my exam, and how can I go with my exam when my brother's marriage precedes just 1 day before the examination? So he was in a state of dilemma. 1, to miss the examination. 2nd, to appear for the examination. You might be thinking that how is this correlated with the lessons that are imparted by Gita? This relates to one of the instances in Mahabharata wherein the Arjuna, the great warrior Arjuna, he was also faced with such a situation wherein he saw his family members. He had an attachment with them. He saw his family members on one side, and he uttered Sri Krishna that how can I fight against them when they belong to me only? I am one amongst them. It will be a sin if I, attack one of my gurus, Dronacharya. It would be a great sin if I attack my grandfather, Bhishma Pitama. So this is something which he was thinking. So how he was in a state of dilemma? He was in a state of dilemma because he said that, should I go with the fight or should I abandon the fight? So what answer did Shri Krishna provided? On the basis of that answer, I will go to my CA aspirant once again. The answer that Shri Krishna provided was कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन. आप सिर्फ कर्म के बारे में सोचो. Don't think about the fruits that are emanating from your karma. Don't think about it. You are only supposed to give your efforts. You are supposed to be dedicated. You need to work and work. Don't think that work will give you and that work will fetch you results anymore. This concept in Gita, Mad Bhagavad Gita, was named as Nishkam Karma. Means the karma supplemented by no kamana. You are doing your work, you are doing your karma, but you are not expecting any fruits in lieu of your karma. So how are these things connected with the MBA aspirant? In case that CA aspirant, in case the student is facing some hassle to do this thing or to abandon these things, so in that case, the student is advised that he should only and only focus on the karma. He should have freedom from all the attachments. He should only and only focus on the karma. This was the first principle. This was the first lesson that we learned from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The second lesson that we learn here is the being generous and humble in our approach. This again, I would like to explain you with the help of an example. I remember one of my students who was CR. He was CR of BBA, and once he became CR, why he became CR? Because he was intelligent, he was innovative. His major strength was that he was quick in decision making. His major weakness was that he was arrogant in his nature. What he used to do, he was autocratic in his style of leadership. He only used to impose things on others, and whenever there was any issue from students side, he used to directly report it to faculty coordinator. Rather than convincing the students, making them understand, he used to directly complain against it to the teachers. This attitude was unfavored by the other students. So now, how is this case related with the Srimad Bhagavad Gita? This case is exactly related to Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I would like to tell here that yes, Shri Krishna, Lord Krishna, who was ruling Dwarka from so many years, he acted as the charioteer, which is known as the Sarthi for Arjuna. A person who is a king, he is acting as charioteer for Arjuna. So this is a very big thing that if a god like Shri Krishna, if he can get down, if a person like him becomes so humble, becomes so generous in his approach, then why can't we as human beings be? So this is the question here, that despite of being arrogant, in case you are arrogant in some way or the other, you should not do it. You should be polite in your approach. When Lord Krishna can become like that, why can't we? The third major lesson that we learn from Srimad Bhagavad Gita is time management. We need to manage our time. How, as the students, we can manage our time? We as students can go for online learning courses. We can go for the online internships, the certification programs. Rather than wasting our time, we should make a timetable. We should go for previous year papers, make a proper schedule. How are we supposed to prepare for our examinations? We should also plan, and we should also think which topics to be emphasized more and which are to be emphasized less. So the proper time management has to be there. It's not that I'm recklessly saying this. It has its origin in the lessons of Gita, the lessons that Arjuna learned when they were out for 12 years exile. And at that time, Arjuna, they were pretty sure that there would be a war between Kauravas and Pandavas, and it is totally inevitable. At that time, what they did, Arjuna started worshipping God, and he started assembling n number of magical astras in his armory, so that these can be used whenever required. So he was managing his time. His exile period was being utilized for that matter. The next lesson that we learn from Srimad Bhagavad Gita is that we should utilize the blend of intelligence as well as the strategy. We should make a proper strategy. Okay. For example, if I would like to quote here example of one of my own students. His name is Gur, and he was preparing for CAT examination. He was very intelligent, very hardworking, very perseverant student. But despite of it, he could not qualify CAT in for 3 consecutive years. Then his teachers advised him to prepare a proper strategy on the basis of which he can actually go away. Then how is the strategy making connected with Gita? Here, I would like to tell you that even Pandavas, they also went for a strategy making. There is a name which is known as Ghatotkacha, who was son of Bhim and Hidamba. He was semi-Rakshasa at that time. He was used as ace card by the Pandavas, and it was presumed that his entry would be dependent on the contingent situation only. The situation actually came when Kauravas, they attacked the Pandavas during night time, and Ghatotkacha being semi-Rakshas, he was able to kill millions of the warriors of Kaurava fraternity, and he was actually At that time, even Dronacharya and Karna was also feeling helpless. At that time, Karna had to utilize his one of the major weapons to kill Ghatotkacha, which he would have utilized in order to kill Arjuna. So this would have killed Arjuna, but this was utilized to kill Ghatotkacha. I'm not saying you to be rebellious in your approach, you to be, be defensive in your approach. I'm not saying that. I'm telling you to make a proper strategy. That was a war strategy. This is a study strategy. You make a strategy for your own, how you have to go with your academics, how you have to go with your extracurricular activities, how you have to go with your, further hobbies also, and for your internships or your online certification programs, how you have to go with them. You have to make a proper strategy. In case the strategy is wonderfully made, then the results will flow. The last but not the least, the last lesson that was imparted by Srimad Bhagavad Gita was avoid temptations. Gita says सब मोह माया है, avoid मोह माया. So what we call as मोह माया is somewhat related to, isn't it related to the what we say in Instagram as पढ़ ले पढ़ ले पढ़ ले पढ़ ले नहीं तो फेल हो जाएगा. So this is Instagram. This is a story which floats on nearly almost all the Instagram channels, wherein a child is seen banging his head. No, you are supposed, the father or mother or the parents, they keep on banging the sons or the daughter's child. No, पढ़ ले, otherwise तू fail हो जाएगा. So this is something when the child replies 2 minute 15 minute 20 minute reel देख लूं उसके बाद पढ़ूंगा. So this is a distraction. Watching the reels, watching the movies, surfing Facebook, for surfing internet. This is all unless and until there is something productive in the internet, going for Twitters. So all these are distractions, which Srimad Bhagavad Gita says, yes, avoid the distractions, be focused on your studies. And ultimately, I would wind up this session saying that, number one, once again, I'm repeating the quote, कर्मण्यवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फल हेतुर्भु माते संगो सत्व कर्मणि. Means you have to believe in karma and only karma. Manage your time, avoid distractions, make proper strategies, and above all, give the best out of you in every approach. And once again, most important thing is, despite of being an achiever, be humble, kind and generous in your approach, which Lord Krishna also did. Thank you so much for your kind cooperation. I hope you will be learning something from this session. Thank you so much.